quiet here after halftime.
I think I'd wait a couple of seconds before I foul. I'd let him cross half court. I wouldn't just grab him there. Now I foul.
Mayo trying to get open. Over to Griffen for three. Good! And Bill Self called.
Caleb Love. Loose ball. Flory Badunga tracks it down for Kansas. Rylan Griffen. And Kansas reclaimed. Here is going on.
No question about it. The Big 12's most improved player his sophomore year.
Griffen wide open and buries it. Left hand puts it in. Arizona's on top.
That is a bucket. He is a bucket.
14 points for Caleb Love. Griffen inside, rattles that home.
Grant McCaslin is going to put Hunter Dickinson in a ton of ball screens today. When we talked about the game plan, they said they wanted to try to lift him and force him to have to defend in ball screen defense.
KJ Adams underneath in the kick out. Rylan Griffen, three!
Right now, if I'm Grant McCaslin, the last two plays, you've been able to effectively run that and get him good, clean looks. Force them to have to adjust defensively, and then you're going to get a kick out three off of it.
What would you do defensively to try to limit Toppin's looks? Williams off balance. And here come the Jayhawks countering.
Out of control. Right? Outside of the first possession, Texas Tech has not done a great job.
Rylan Hawkins' first points of the day.
Huge answer by Hawkins. I think you've got to put JT Toppin back in this game, though, out of the next timeout.
With the 4 fouls this early.
You got to trust him.
Down the lane to the bucket and gliding in. Rylan.
If there was a foul, you'd call it, but I mean, there's pulling and tugging going on in every possession that's not being called.
Hammett coughed it up, a 7th Colorado turnover. Kansas looking to widen the gap. Corner kick. Griffen shot, big trigger. Knocks it down.
Cheering them on. Robert Jennings dribbled himself into trouble. First turnover committed by the Cowboys. Mayo trying to weave his way through. Pretty good reaction defensively by Griffen, boy, that was a thing. Defensively, they stopped that Adams lob just then. I think it was Dean that made the big bump just to keep him away from the glass. Mayo defended by Thompson beyond the three-point circle. Near corner to Harris. Griffen left open. But they got a lot more real estate to pick up. 8 straight points now for Oklahoma State. Everyone wondering when that new AP poll comes out on Monday, will Kansas still be ranked after those back-to-back losses? As Quaid has come back onto the floor now for Bill Self. Griffen from deep, splash.
Lost a tough one to Utah and Salt Lake City on Saturday. And now playing here on Tuesday night in Provo. Rylan Griffen launching a deep three and a
watch as the shot goes up. You've got to initiate contact.
Dallin Hall on a step back. There is Hunter Dickinson going to the glass for KU. Rylan Griffen hits second three.
They were just disgusted. He just threw both of his arms up in the air. There's a team playing with purpose. There's a team playing with energy, enthusiasm, and unselfishness. And it's BYU.
Rylan Griffen
got dropped on the screen by Lovely. So another three-point make for Utah for the answer on this side, and Rylan Griffen, who hard and the dunk. He picked his spot beautifully. Griffen dribbles into a three, and another one for Rylan Griffen.
First shot, second half, no good. And it's saved by Hawkins, but he put it right in the hands of Harris. Hunter Dickinson tracking for another double-double. This time he gets an assist.
And Chatfield to rebound. Gilbert will try a triple. Dickinson rebound.
These are good shots. They're just not falling. Nice.
Griffen at the basket. In your game.
These 2 point guards, you know, you don't worry about the stats. They're great floor leaders.
Dickinson kicks to the corner. Rylan Griffen.
By many. You put Christian Brown or Ochai Agbaji out there with this guy. He's a tremendous point guard.
Rylan Griffen buries a three. The Alabama. Griffen had 5 threes and 17 points in that double overtime thriller at home. The loss to Houston. But then last time out, starting in place of Harris, had only 4. Lob. And a throwdown, and there's Rylan Griffen. I stole your line, friend.
Well, you know.
Comes. Norchad Omier puts it on the floor. Little scoop shot wouldn't fall, and it's Mayo with the rebound. Here come the Jayhawks. Griffen will try. And buries a three. Rylan Griffen. Griffen inside and puts it in.
Can get Keyshawn Hall hot. We know what he can do. He has a 40-point game this year against Arizona State.
His last game against TCU, the first 3 times he touched the basketball were all made threes.
Griffen back in the lineup tonight.
So at this point, UCF has Kansas spread out, and now they're able to pick them apart inside some.
Griffen getting to the rim.
Flory keeping that ball alive, very active.
Dickinson can't hit. Rylan Griffen a rebound. Griffen will try. They're going to put a brace on Terrence Arsenault's right knee. Francis went down earlier. Sharp bothered by that right foot issue. And for Kansas, no KJ Adams. Griffen will try. And hit.
Watch the inside post up. Didn't get it.
Griffen able to find Dickinson. Rylan Griffen.
Free throws may come back to haunt Houston.
Well, neither team gets to the line normally a ton, and neither team particularly good at it either. Griffen, ball fake, jumper. Got it! Harris will march it up the floor.
If they can get it to Dickinson, that's the play, because when Houston comes in doubles, he's too big. He sees over their trap. Watch out.
Griffen. First half, Harris to the corner. Mayo. Or I beg your pardon, that's Rylan Griffen.
That's his corner, too. He's got to make that.
Griffen rattles at home. By the way, that was
Jackson. That's the playmaking ability of Joshua Jefferson that you expect to see, and much more decisive than we saw from him in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Averages almost 3 assists per game. A nice drive. Iowa State in the first round. They lost the game, the Jackrabbits did, but he scored 19 points in that game. Rylan Griffen with a 3.
Are really hurting Iowa State.
And you saw Adams back on the bench for Kansas. Boy, how did that not go down for Deshaun Jackson?
Well, this is a big possession for Kansas. You knock down a shot here, you put a little more game pressure on Iowa State going down the stretch.
Griffen and Storr have returned for the Jayhawks. Griffen.
First points for Day Thomas.
Dickinson thought he was going to get a piece of that, but Day got it up quick.
And he used the rim to protect himself from the shot blocker. As
you need those type of performances in order to beat KU in this place.
Coit pulls down the Freeman miss. Kansas the other way. Jayhawks trailing by a point. Mayo handling here.
Well, Kansas got away with one right there. Lack of tagging B.J. Freeman in transition.
Griff. Really enjoyed spending time with you. 12 minutes to go. There's a steal. Shaq Moore up ahead. Griffen the throw down. Dickinson a rebound. Rylan Griffen. Adams pulls down the rebound. Under 11 to go, second half. Kansas with the lead. Griffen drills a three.
And there's a ton of dribbling, and there's not a ton of passing and keeping the defense rotating from one side to another.
Griffen keeps his dribble, finds Dickinson. Rylan Griffen, soft touch.
Hope that everybody is as safe as possible with the horrendous winter weather that everybody's getting, as it forced Kansas to leave campus early and arrive in Orlando ahead of those storms. And that was a fluky performance, much in the same way with all the talk of the loss against West Virginia for Kansas, that a lot of the Jayhawks faithful were hoping that that recent run was also fluky. But they're starting to figure some things happened. Now it's Moore's turn. Adams, there was contact, no whistle. Back to Moore. Griffen! Back.
Thomas Robinson.
Nick Collison.
Oh, wow.
Back in 2000.
Wow.
Hey, what a feed right at the rim for the flush.
Andre has been rim running this entire game. That time brought Kansas lead.
So they put 20 on the shot clock, and DeJuan Harris will inbound the ball under their own basket. Here's Rylan Griffen. The Alabama transfer has his first all-time. DeJuan Harris with the beautiful lob. Lesbert off the mark with the three. And Badunga clears for the Jayhawks. DeJuan Harris also #1 active players in assists.
Lesbert doing a good job keeping Harris in front, not letting him get to the paint.
Griffen, Lilly, and he picks up where he left off.
First 5 minutes will be critical for Brown to see if they can cut this double-digit deficit inside a couple of possessions, so you can stick with Kansas for a little bit longer here. He's done a nice job, Rich.
There's a three and an answer.
Grabby by 2 or 3 defenders in the last 2 games. If you're in Creighton, you're right. Put him in a crowd all afternoon long if you can. Griffen to the hole. He lays it up and in. It's 4-0 by 18 early second half.
Griffen rips the net for his.
Griffin's going to take one. Jayhawks have missed their first 4, but KJ able to bat it to himself and keep it alive for the Hawks.
A man's rebound there.
Griffen in the lane. The floater, this one stays down and is good. Well, Griffen slipped a little bit, and that allowed the space for him to lay it in.
Yeah, I think he just lost his balance. I'm with you.
Griffen, ball fake. He's trying to get to the rim and gets set to go.
Comfortable shooting the shots they want to shoot. I want to see KU get a little bit more disruptive.
They completely somehow didn't see.
Just didn't shoot it well today.
Bronson had a stretch where that 3 was going down. He's hit 4, but up ahead late in. Rylan. Vanderwall battling with Clement. Zach gets the block. And the pass by Vanderwall picked off by Griffen. Rylan the spin and the finish.
Kansas find their points. Harris has been terrific. KJ Adams has been very effective. No Dickinson, who is the guy they go through on their offense. Blow by. Pretty play, Harris. He finds Griffen. That's good. Yes, it is. Good call. Right on line.
This guy is a nuisance. Malik Brown.
Over Brown. No good. Griffen got the rebound and kicked it back out. Mayo stuck in there. Griffen, yes! And a block. He's got a chance for a
air on the lob, and Mayo with the reverse layup to get it to go. Harris on the floor knocks it loose. Mayo getting to it. Harris recovers. Rylan Griffen open and knocking down a three. To be clear, you're telling Takeo Siddle that advice because you think they have a chance to win this game. Rylan Griffen off the steal, toast tonight. They go into the 7-footer Obioha. It's knocked away. Griffen attacks. He lays it in. Kansas by
that historic program run last year again, not only making a nice run in the tournament, but being very dominant in the Horizon League, and then a nice compliment with some other guys from the transfer portal.
Good kick out by Adams. Rylan Griffen from the corner knocks it down. Good recovery defensively by the Grizzlies. Griffen open though. Adams again creates an extra possession. Griffen tries another and hit.
A little bit of circle the wagon actions here, just a little bit of misdirection to catch Rylan Griffen.
It worked.
Booker's going to try it. Boy, Griffen effortlessly getting down the court to Maui in about a week and a half. We will see them out there in the Maui Invitational. Griffen off to Badunga, and good D by Kohler to stand him up. Harris using the screen by Dickinson. Now Griffen the pull-up, and it goes. The back in the second game. Trey Holloman. Michigan State now 1 for 14 from three-point range. Griffen sets his feet and hits.
Well, give credit to high school doesn't mean they should be relegated to that for their whole careers or have to give up the year of their lives to sit out in order to get that.
Rylan Griffen. Coit not shy, and again, who started the first game. Had a big exhibition game, knocked down a bunch of threes, hit 2 of them in Kansas's opening win in the regular season over Howard. And he's got
that pogo stick is unbelievable.
Davis misses the 3. Rebound Dickinson.
Dickinson's a high-level rebounder.
Griffen wide open for
top 10 teams. Shot clock at 3. Dickinson bothering the shot of Campbell. Kansas trying to run again.
You know, in the scheduling, it's really easy for your eyes to gravitate towards those big-time matchups first, the UNCs and the Dukes, but these games are meaningful right here as you build havoc.